Not really. Not really tracking with. Let's see, what else were we working on? No, that's not what I was telling you to do. Let's go over here. Trying to figure out what we're doing and where we are. I don't even know anymore. Too much going on in one chunk of time. I guess this largely turned into a vlog week rather than a cooking week because of all the problems that happened. Is what it is. I will take what I can get. That's the no. Where's my... No, that was the last time I was working on something to do with food. Is this the one we're working on? No, that is a different one. Nope, that's audio. I need to be way better organized, and I need to work on a lot of things here. Okay, so nope. Where did I go? That's not the right. Nope. Wow, I'm really all over the place tonight. All right. It's sort of like as I get closer and closer to the convention, my brain just cannot keep itself organized. Come up with. No, that's ourselves. I need to sort this stuff better. Diana, Jimmy, nope. Nope. Somehow I've got the meaning of life written in here, but that's not what I'm looking for. No, that was something else. Social media. No. Summer. No, that was all the canceled plans that I had to put on hold this summer when everything fell apart. So where were we? Writing, no. There's some of these things that like I wrote down and I thought I was being smart with naming the file a certain way. Like, oh, that'll tell me exactly what it is. I have no idea what 5MD curse. I don't like. I needed a legend or a key to decipher what it was I was trying to say. Food dyes. No, that's the wrong one anyway. No. I swear it was something I was just doing. That's not what we were working on, but that is my monthly schedule there. Where's the recipes that I was working on? I have it in like 3 different files. That's the thing that's tripping me up most, I think. All right, so just schedule-wise, the plan was we did art, we did board game, product, food for June. Start? No, that's the old setup that I had. Oh no, okay, so hang on. Videos would be the 7th through the 14th. So that's that week. And then video game design, and then health week is the 21st through the 27th. And then writing. So that's what's happening next. Come on. Recipes. Okay, so what we were working on this month, or this week, were a couple of different recipes. I think I went with, I was going with the spice cake and the banana bread and the funnel cake and the lemon ginger Italian ice and the almond macaroons. So let's see, spice cake, almond macaroons, pumpkin spice meringues, lemon ginger Italian ice, funnel cake, ice cream sandwiches, which I've done before, and then yeah, what was the other one? What was the seventh one? So almond macaroons, pumpkin spice meringues, lemon ginger Italian ice, mint chocolate ice cream sandwiches, cinnamon maple funnel cake, banana bread, and then spice cake. Okay, those were the ones that I was going to work on. And other than the cookies, I haven't achieved any of them. Well, I've done the ice cream sandwiches, but that's the easy version of that is quite literally you can either make your own mint chocolate chip ice cream or you can buy some, soften it. You cook discs of brownies in the bottom of a muffin pan in the oven. You take half of those out. You take the softened mint ice cream, you put it in there, put the second disc on top, put it in the freezer, pop them out when they're done. It's that simple. And then lemon ginger Italian ice, I was playing around with two different ways to do that. I was looking at you doing like a fresh ginger, like steeping it in the water to flavor it. But I think the way that makes the most sense is to take some candied ginger, mix it in with the lemon, just a little bit of candied ginger, in with the lemon water and sugar, and run it through a blender. And you just reduce the quantity of sugar a little bit because it's candied ginger, and you only use a little bit anyway because like ginger could overpower the lemon really quickly. So I haven't figured out the right balance yet, but I can play with that a little bit. The banana bread is sort of a classic recipe of mine. It's a change to an existing recipe that my mom used to use, and I modified it in a way that I kind of like. Gets a much denser, chewier bread. And then the spice cake, I'm kind of curious. There are a bunch of different ways I could think to do that one. And the hardest one, well, there are a bunch of hard ones to get the ingredients for, but the one I really wanted to try to pull off was a spiced pear. And part of that would have been finding a dried pear. I can't find anybody who does dried pear. I literally walked through the store the other day asking somebody for help because you could go to the dried fruit and nut section, and they've got every nut known to mankind. They've got apples, they've got cranberries, they've got dried kiwi, they've got dried banana, they have dried blueberries and strawberries. Or I don't think there were any dried strawberries, but they had dried cantaloupe. But they didn't have dried pear. And I'm like, why? I guess there's just not enough interest in. Well, like, I don't think for most people pear is distinct enough from apple or anything like that to be something that they seek specifically. But for recipes, pear has a distinct enough difference that it could be useful in making recipes to have dried pear, but I just can't find any. So I'm getting to the point where I may just do one of the other alternatives, where I could do a cranberry spice cake with a marmalade glaze. even though that feels more of a fall recipe than a summer recipe. And it's been too hot here to do any baking anyway. It was 97 outside today, and inside the house it probably got up to 104. And the air conditioner makes a horrendous noise now. I don't know if the audio got a little weak there. I need to play around with this a little bit. See if that helps. That a little bit better? There we go. See if that's better. All right, so hopefully that wasn't too quiet. The air conditioner's off because it started screaming at me today, which seems to suggest that there may be a belt or a fan that is off balance. And it's the hottest day this summer so far. This is not the time for the air conditioner to go. It is whatever it is, but I'm tired of fighting with things today. I achieved some things. I'm ready to call that a somewhat victorious day and just take a walk at that point. So tomorrow I'm going to basically go through more of the list of recipes that I was looking at. Where? No, there we go. So I was looking at, I built a list of 21 recipes that I was going to play with. And I knew that I didn't want to do 4 or 5 or even 3 a night for 7 days, because that's a workload, and I'm not sure the camera or my internet connection's up for that. So I was thinking I was going to do a 1 recipe a night for the week, and my computer couldn't even handle that, so that's off the table. Then there's the potential of listing them up afterwards on Tumblr, where I could post the recipes. I think what I'll probably do, I was talking with some people in the video creation fields about maintaining the rights to things published on blogs or stuff like that. And it seems like the safest bet is to, for games or novels or stuff, produce a trailer. For products, produce a commercial. For music, that one's a little trickier. I suppose you can do something like a trailer. For artwork, I mean, showing myself creating the art is different from getting a print quality image that I could then list up online for sale. So that one's not as big an issue. Video games, again, do trailers. I don't have to worry so much about posting anything about health and fitness. And that sort of leaves the recipes. I feel like the closest I can do is sort of do a picture and description without the actual recipe. So that's what I may end up doing for recipes over on my Tumblr blog. Because if I want to compile them into a cookbook later, I don't want to compromise the rights or any of that, or make it harder or impossible to publish them as a cookbook. So that leaves photography and descriptions as a possibility for recipes. So I may just end up doing that. I won't get it all done this week. I stupidly did not plan well enough when I made the almond macaroons and the meringues. I didn't take one picture of either of them. So I don't have any pictures of those. That's a great angle. I should do this all the time. This is why I don't want to be on camera. All right. So, but I do think what I can potentially do with this is I might be able to release an image with a description each week for a new recipe. And I'm reminded that a while back I was looking at doing a daily post on Tumblr, and one would be, releasing bits of music, bits of art, bits of recipes, and those things. Like each day had its own mark that I was going to play with, and I might revisit that option. The recipes that I wasn't ready to pursue just yet would be, well, I can go over more of this tomorrow, but a couple pies, cheesecake, a type of cheesecake, and then a cupcake recipe that I wanted to experiment with, or a flavor that I wanted to produce in a cupcake variety. Let's put it that way. And then I had them roughly split into 3 categories. So cakes and pies, then refrigerated desserts, and then things sort of like cookies, cannolis, whoopie pies, meringues, and marshmallow crispy treats. And so each of those 3 categories, I was contemplating the idea of doing 7 of each of those 3 categories. And originally I was thinking I was going to do 1 from each category, and per night for a week. And that's not going to happen. There's no way I'm going to be able to make cookie dough ice cream from scratch while also making a cannoli and a mock apple pie or anything like that. That's a boatload more work. And part of that was also knowing full well going into this that, this is going to be one set of recipes that are going to require much more tending. Like, you don't make a pie, you don't slap the ingredients together and it's done. It has to bake for half an hour or more. So, like, I had a vague idea that potentially I could time it so that anything that's being baked, I'm working on a different recipe while that one's being baked. But even then, like a cookie dough ice cream is going to take time to freeze, and it's not going to be done in an hour. So originally when I was planning out this year's worth of live video stuff, when I knew I was coming around to doing food themed items, the first one was the mukbang. And then the second one was a cooking show. The third one was supposed to be a like making a food blog. And I don't think I'm up for creating a whole blog just for the 21 recipes that I came up with here. I think I'll stick to using Tumblr for some of that. Next round out, I think is probably going to be next round of food-based live content is going to be taste testing. So getting local cuisine at some interesting places and trying it out, but not a full mukbang. I'm not doing that ever again, honestly. That's just, my body just can't handle that kind of load. But I admit I'm very curious to see if some of these recipes that I wanted to do this time around are fully just ideas right now. I want to see if I can do it. And so that was part of the experiment for me, was not sticking to things I know I can do, but try something new. So like one of them was I want to see if I can make a root beer float gelatin dessert. So basically make a root beer jello that has some of the bubbliness still in it, and then make a vanilla ice cream jello, which is a tricky proposition, and then set them with plain root the plain root beer level, the mixing level, and then the plain vanilla ice cream yogurt or ice cream jello on top. And so you could cut through and get the taste of a root beer float, but it's a gelatin dessert. I think that would be immensely fun to be able to achieve. It's going to take a lot of tinkering to get that to work right. I thought it'd be kind of fun to try to do it on camera, but I know it would be an absolute mess, and there's no guarantee I'd have anything successful by the end of it. And one of the other ones that I was going to dabble with was, I've never made cannolis before. They seem pretty straightforward. The thing I was looking to do was, there's a way to use the ricotta cheese filling that you use for a cannoli. You can do a chocolate ricotta cheese filling. And I got to thinking, like, if I could flavor the shell of the cannoli right, do a chocolate cream in the middle, and then toast some marshmallows and run them through the center of it, that would make a nice s'more cannoli, and I think that would be totally worth trying to do. So, I mean, there were some experiments here. I mean, there's ginger snaps and snickerdoodles and things I've done before, and then there are things that total experiment. And some of them are like the lemon ginger Italian ice. I mean, I've made lemon Italian ice before. It's just tweaking it a little bit to add the ginger. I'll talk a little bit more about some of these tomorrow in more detail. But tomorrow is the last day of the intensified fitness routine that I've been working on. So I'm sort of looking forward to stepping down from that a little while. So tomorrow's a light day, and then Sunday is a nothing day. It's a rest day. And then Monday and Tuesday I'm going to do sort of a light day or a medium day. And then Wednesday through to Monday, I'm traveling. I don't have time to make that work. I'll almost guarantee you I will get 6 to 7 miles walking per day. So no worries there. As far as events going on, I have a lot of errands to take care of in the next 4 days. Is it really? Oh man, it's 5 days away. I'm not ready for this. I'm not ready. But ready or not, here it comes. All right, I need to do an upload tonight of an edited video about reviewing the Avengers 2 movies, and then tomorrow is going to be the ideas inspired by those movies, and then Monday should be board game, and then I need to upload for Wednesday the prompts based off of the board game, and then for Thursday the review, and Saturday the prompts for a product, and then Monday I might want to do Mondays ahead of time too, so that would be a taste test. And then I should be able to do some work before that Wednesday after I get back for the prompts off of the food, and possibly even do a movie for Views Day night, which I've been trying to get together to do, but I'm too busy right now. And my budget is tight for a little while because of this convention, so I gotta make this all work out. But I've got to make my car work for me for the next year, and I got a lot to do to make sure that happens in the next 4 days. This is crazy, absolutely crazy. All right, and I believe the idea for that's trying to figure out where I hid half of these files. Oh man, I have to sit back like this. My legs keep falling asleep. So I am on the high carb diet right now until the 21st. No, 27th. And I start the cardio exercise routine on the 21st. And that's going to be stairs, rowing, cycling, boxing, jump rope, dancing, maybe swimming. Got to figure some of that out. And so that would be what I'm looking to do with the exercise routine that I'm doing right now. I'm hoping to post a video on that. Let's see. We did book. We're doing movie tonight. So week 1 is book and movie. Week 2 would be board game, product. Week 3 would be food, music. Week 4 would be video game and health and well-being. So that one would be week 4 of this month. Come on, show me what I'm looking for here. 1, 2, 3, 4. So on Thursday will be discussion, the recorded and edited video about what I've currently been doing for fitness. So that's when that'll go up. That one feels like I've been doing so much of it that I kind of want it to go up now. Um, it's like it's in my everyday, and so it's constantly on my mind, as well as like there's a part of me that wants to set it down and be done with it for a bit. But I think, as I was sort of mentioning yesterday, part of my looking into some of this stuff was figuring out the optimum way of doing some of these things. And science tends to say that if you're learning something new or trying to be productive or trying to be creative, it's best done in installments of like 25 minutes. So you do like a 25-minute installment, and then 5 minutes happens to be about how long my exercise routine runs. So 25 minutes, 5-minute routine, that's a half an hour. Well, part of what I've been doing lately for the intensive section of the last 4 weeks has been to ramp up to the point where you're doing at regular intervals throughout the day. So, like today, every hour, theoretically, I'm supposed to do 4 reps of 10 exercises. Now, because I had a lot of things I needed to do outside of uh, a place where I could just stop and do a set of squats, I ended up bunching them so that I would do them in sets of, I did 2 sets of 12 reps, um, an hour apart this morning when I got up. And that's 12 it's 4, 8, 12. So that was 6 hours worth of exercise in 2 hours. Then I went and ran errands for 3 hours, and then got back, had lunch, pulled some things out to get to work on them, and then I did another set of 8 and 8 on either side of a couple of hours, so that I didn't have to stop in the middle of everything to try to get that worked out. So it is flexible enough to be able to do that with, but what I'm aiming to achieve with some of these exercises is by the end of the month of July, I'm hoping to be proficient in each of the exercises enough that I'll be able to if you take a 16-hour day and every hour, so 16 times a day, you do one set of reps for an exercise. And then every hour on the half hour, you do a set of stretches or cardio or something like that, so that you have your day broken up into half-hour chunks. And 25 minutes of that half hour can be learning or working on a project. And then 5 minutes can be the fitness or whatever. And so I want to get to a point where I can just sort of day to day include, say, 5 reps of 10 different exercises every hour, and then every hour on the half hour do, say, 5 reps of a stretch. That gets you up and moving for 5 minutes and recharged and ready to get back to work in an energetic state, supposedly. And then once I get a sense for being able to do that, I want to be able to give myself a little bit of time to adjust, to get used to having that be part of the routine. Because I think that's the optimal recipe for body and mental health. It's just so different from anything I've done yet that I'm not used to trying to do it yet. It may not work, and that's part of the experiment of exploring and figuring out. So I will probably cover that a little bit more at the end of the month when I do the breakdown on what I've done so far, and then the subsequent idea day, the prompt day, is likely to be a thoughts and feedback day on fitness and health routines. Alrighty. I think that's getting us close to 40 minutes tonight, and I'm ready to call it. I will be back tomorrow. I will give a little more detail of what the recipes that they have planned. The 21 recipes, not just the 7. I will do a little more detail on that tomorrow and finish off this week. Yeah, this week turned out to be kind of a bust for food, but it is what it is, I guess. And then I need to work on those videos for next week. I need to get them done before I leave. Because I'm not going to be able to do any of it while I'm gone. Maybe. We'll see. All right. That's tonight for me, I guess. Thanks for joining me. Take care. Have a good night. And I got to find a better seat. This is not a good position to be doing these in. I got to arrange things differently.